Welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at DOT. Before we jump into the price action, just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback down below and also in the description you'll find a link to Discord. Check it out, it's free to join. Okay, so we're still looking primarily for that same thing, looking for this possibility of this one-to-one move up towards this 868. Alternatively, if it becomes a bigger trending move up towards this $12 area. And what we want to see is good five-wave structure developing here to the upside, looking to target out these zones. So now there are some things I want to talk about before we get into the subwave counting here, because it is possible that we could be looking at this. However, we also need to be mindful that there were a couple of things we talked about in the previous video that we need to just keep an eye on. We're talking about that possibility of having a bigger triangle from further back here. This would be a very sneaky move. And yeah, just something I'm keeping an eye on, just especially because of the fact that we actually rejected off of the 0.618, which is over here at the 670 range. So just keeping an eye on this, potentially we could argue that within this move, we could count it as a, B, and a C, and then that could actually be enough to complete this, and we could actually look to break down. So I'm keeping an eye on this. If we do start to break down a bigger five-wave structure, it would pretty much confirm this. Once we take this low here, I'd be looking at this possibility of this actually having completed as a triangle here, though we also need to be aware we were talking about the fact we can count this as another five-wave structure. So if we do break down, we'd have to just be mindful that there could be another fourth and a fifth um, relating to this structure here. Looking for another fourth and a fifth lower down here. So the target zones, which we talked about previously for this, basically, I'm going to just turn those on for a second. We're looking for that possibility. We could still actually have a fifth wave to the downside here towards this 346 to this 252 range. So this is still possible. Keeping an eye on it. Like I said, if we start to break down, potentially losing some of these key support zones, then potentially we could be looking to head down into these ranges here. And then from there, we would have to be mindful that we could actually get another fourth and a fifth, but we'd be waiting to see for this confirmation. So I'm keeping an eye on this. Potentially we could see something like this play out, but yeah, we need to get the correct structure first. So I'm going to come back here and we're going to talk about this possibility. So we were talking about this. We came down here into the 0.618 at this 516 area, and then we started to move away. So this is good start, potentially looking for this C wave. And basically what we want to see here is what the structure is doing. So we're going to discuss this. We were talking about a few things in the previous video. Um, one of the things we were talking about is basically the fact of having this as a 1-2-1-2, and this is still viable. And basically, what I'd want to see is this not to lose this lower zone here of this 5-8-3-5 region. And basically, what I want to see is a nice strong five-way move to the upside here, looking to actually target up towards this 749 region. And we want to get back above some of these key highs here and start to actually get some traction to the upside. So this is what we'd want if we're looking for this continuation here in this bigger five-wave move. So we need to get up towards the zone of the 744, and then we'd be looking for that potential of a three-wave move down, maybe into some of these highs, looking for a fifth wave up, and then potentially this could actually look to even extend out towards this zone of this 845. If it does, basically what we'd be looking for then is an additional fourth and a fifth, and potentially looking to push up here as high as this zone of this 929 to this 878 region. So this could potentially look to push us up into that zone of this one-to-one, which is sitting at this 868. So that's how we would get there. If it is going to play out or not, we'll have to see. Basically, that is how we would be looking to get there. So within this, basically, what we need to be cautious of here is we can also potentially count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in which case potentially we haven't completed this wave two. We did come down into this 50% zone here, this 587 region. But if we do actually get another push down here, it is possible we could see this play out as an A, B, and a C, and then actually we have one more push to the downside. So within that, basically what we'd be looking for is that potential to come down here towards this one-to-one of this 566 region. Moving back into there would be bringing us back into the levels of some of these highs here and a bit of support in this area. So yeah, we can see there's a little bit of confluence with some levels in there. Potentially that's 618 at that 569 region if we do look to continue down. So that's what we're keeping an eye out for there. If for as long as we actually hold above this 575 region, potentially we can look for this move to the upside as a direct move. And what we'd be looking for within the structure for confirmation would actually be to see something like this playing out. And basically what we'd want to do, I'm going to come down into the smaller time frames. You can see that potentially we can count this as a five-way move. Here's a three, and now what we'd want to see is this move starting to progress. So the key thing here, though, is we'd want to move up to the 640 in the shorter term. We're looking at this potentially as a one, two, three, four, and then a five. And then this could actually look to bring us up into this zone here of this channel. And then what we'd want to be looking for is a potential of a three-wave move and then continuation to the upside from there. If we do develop this five-wave move here, basically our support range will be this 614 to this 596 region. This 596 would be the key zone we don't really want to lose at that point, and then basically we could actually be looking to progress up. From the current area, I'm going to just, I don't have this on yet, but I'm going to just throw this on. If if we do push down and this isn't completed, potentially this could be still an A or a W, an X, and a Y, and we come down one more time. But it has met the requirements coming down just above the 0.618. If we start to lose this 5888, it starts to become less likely we're going to see this continuation up. But yeah, this could start to build here where we form another one and a two, and then we form a three, four, five, and then we start to get some good, strong, impulsive structure developing to the upside. So this is looking for that upside potential here, potentially looking to actually form a bigger five-wave move, looking for this as a wave two to come back into these zones, and then actually looking for this to push up in this bigger third, fourth, and fifth, which could look to bring us up towards this zone of this 749 region. Now this is important because this would be bringing us up into the 1.618 of this is a wave 3. So we can see here how that we could potentially get there if the waves continue to hold the structure. If we lose 583, basically would invalidate this move. If we lose this low of this 575, it would invalidate this secondary move here. And then basically our last support, if we're looking for anything bullish, would be this zone of this 587 to this 544, where we're looking for this bigger five-wave structure. Once we start to lose 544, it becomes less likely that we're going to continue this move up here, and potentially we still have a little bit of a continuation to the downside first. So just because we have to move to the downside doesn't necessarily mean that it is all bearish. Potentially within this, if I throw this other count on, um, you know, we could still do something like this where we are looking for either a B wave that's completed. So either we have this B wave completed here, if we want to look at this slightly different, where this could be an A wave, we've come up in a B as an A, a B, and a C. And we could actually be looking to break down for the C wave. So the C wave 121 is actually this 443 region. So for as long as we actually fail to break back above some of these key levels like this 642, potentially we could look to continue to extend out to the downside. So what I'm keeping an eye out here is currently we could also argue that within the structure, we have something like this as a W and X, and we're looking for that Y. So this would actually look to break these key levels here and actually look to bring us into this box. So that five-wave move potentially still could play out if this becomes a B, and a C. But basically what we'd want to see is a good structure developing off the back of this. So, we can argue that, this could start to progress from here, but if we face rejection in this zone of the 6290 to this 611 range, potentially we could see another breakdown, which could look to bring us down here towards this 566 region, which would actually bring us right back into that golden pocket area of this 569 to this 564. So if we did have to get a move like this to the downside, basically what we could actually have here is the potential to actually see another move up here towards this zone of this 7209 to the 6378 region. And that would be looking at this whole move as an a B, and potentially a C wave. So we're going to have to keep an eye on it. If we had to move down towards those levels that we talked about there, that one-to-one, potentially a one-to-one move to the upside would be up here towards this 7397, though obviously we've got some key areas in here that could be quite interesting. Basically the 0.6 of this golden pocket again here could tie in with actually a double top here, and we've got some previous structures here, though if we did move up to that 786, I would be keeping an eye on this high here, this 7380, for a potential swing failure here, where we could actually look to continue from that area. So keep an eye on this. Potentially we can look to actually break up directly from here, but it needs to prove itself. We need to break above this X wave high here, like I said, at this 642, and then this zone here of this 672 region. So we need to get back above those. Now, talking about this potentially breaking down, we also need to be aware that within this structure, we could have already completed this just as a simple B wave here up into this 0.618, which is the 670, and we could actually be starting to look to break down. So one thing I am keeping an eye on here, if we do look to break down directly, because like we said, this could be a triangle, could complete it, yes, could be looking to break down. What we're looking for here for just being cautious is looking for that possibility of actually having a breakdown in a five-wave structure. And I'm just keeping an eye on this. There's nothing confirmed here, but for as long as that's why I said it's important that we get back above some of these highs here. Because for as long as we don't, we need to be aware that, just like we're saying, this could be a W, X, and a Y. There is potentially an argument for this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 as a diagonal. This could then become a 2, and then we could be either looking to form another five-wave move here, which might not reach the impulsive area, and then that could just be an A, B, and a C. Or alternatively, if this breaks down past this level here of this 5244 region, basically we could actually have a bigger move here where this becomes a 1-2, this becomes a 1-2, and then we actually break down deeper. So off of this current area, like I said, there is still that potential that we could move up here, um, even even at a 1-to-1. Basically, we would be looking at this zone. Let's throw this on there. So the 622 would just be above this golden pocket. So keep an eye on this. If we do move up into this area, potentially we could face a rejection off this level. And then we could actually look to break down. For as long as we continue to set higher lows and higher highs here, potentially we could start to extend out, but we need to be cautious in this zone, the 629 to this 611 range. Any kind of three-wave move into here could actually indicate we have a bigger sell-off. And then from there, we'll have to see how it actually plays out. If we get a more powerful five-wave structure down, something like this, where we form a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically past this zone of this 529, then we could be looking for fourths and fifths to the downside here, which could actually look to push us down towards this $5 range to this $4.91 region, which would be quite close towards this 1-to-1. Looking at this move basically as an A, a B, and then C wave, potentially coming back into this channel line again, looking to potentially target out this area. So keep an eye on this. If we do break down here, it's going to be an interesting zone for sure. We could look to actually move down into this 1-to-1. It wouldn't be that much of an extension within this move to actually get it down there. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. But yeah, so there is that bullish potential here, but we need to get back above these highs. We need to prove the move. We need to start to see that nice volume come in here and start breaking above some of these key levels, back above this B wave, back above this wave 2 here, and looking to actually progress up. And even if we do progress up here, we'd still have to be cautious that we don't just have this move as an A, a B, and a C, and then we actually still look to break down from there. So this is the thing that we need to just keep in the back of our minds here. I want to see this move get out of this zone. I want to see this structure prove itself. But at the end of the day, the market's going to do what the market's going to do. And yeah, we just have to react to the levels and see how the waves develop along the way. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find links to the Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join, as well as that there are affiliate links for both PrimeXBT and BYBIT down there, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. If you do not have an account, using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone, have a great day. See you in the next one.